Alright, this is what I'm thinking now in my spirit. When God put Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, the devil was there, Christ was there. He gave them options. He told them what to do, what not to do. Now, the future of the world and the generation after them was dependent on their decision in that time. So, when they choose to eat from the knowledge of good and evil, the forbidden tree, which is the devil, it changed the outcome of how the future would have looked, obviously. So when God see that they sin and them choose to eat from that tree instead of the tree of life, he cast them out of the Garden of Eden. Because the scriptures say, if they had eaten from the tree of life after eating from the knowledge of good and evil, they will be immortal beings who are sinners. Yeah, man, Genesis talk about that. Eating from the tree of life would have turned them immortal, even though them eat from the forbidden tree first. So God, knowing this, sent them out of the Garden of Eden, so they never have no access to the tree of life anymore, knowing that they're now sinners. Alright. I believe that if Adam and Eve have chosen first to eat from the tree of life, which is Christ, then the devil wouldn't have no way at all to impart knowledge from him. It wouldn't work. So I think that the judgment would have come quicker for Satan. Remember, God cast him out of heaven, make hell for him for go suffer with them demons. I think that judgment would have come quicker if Adam and Eve did eat from the tree of life, and then they would have no access to them after that. Because I feel like, say, that's how God do. He make them have access to Satan and to Christ and gave them a choice to choose. And then choose the devil, and that's why the earth is this way. If then they choose Christ, then them and Christ will have the relationship in the Garden of Eden. Them and God will have the relationship in the Garden of Eden. And Satan and his demons will be cast to hell immediately, effectively, because they weren't chosen by the humans. You see that? So me feel say, she choosing to get knowledge from the enemy, delay the judgment. Remember the promise that God left when he was leaving to his disciples, say, he's going to create a home for us. And in his Father's house there are many mansions. And we're going to live like family, loving and caring for each other. No suffering, no pain, no strife, nothing that is negative. If Eve did choose to feed upon Christ in the garden, the tree of life, all of that promises would have already been fulfilled. They would have in the garden with Christ, with God, and I live happily ever after. And the devil would have been casted into hell with his demons. But because she chose the enemy, because she chose to go eat from the knowledge of good and evil, which is the enemy, make the judgment delay, and make we are suffer, and make we know I take part in a hell with them. Because the word of God said hell was not created for us, it was created for the devil and his demons. But she opened the door for human beings that go enter therein as well. Because she go feed from the knowledge of the enemy instead of the knowledge of life, which is Christ. So I believe that anyhow she did choose Christ, people that still live eternally are born with Christ, with God, and the devil would have been cast away a long time. And guess what? We wouldn't know nothing about him, Jesus Christ. Look on the Revelation day. We as human beings wouldn't have any knowledge of who Satan is. That's why God tell her and Adam to stay far from the tree of good and evil. Kind of want to have no knowledge of who the devil is. He never want to know who he was, because he is no longer a part of him. So why would he create his human beings to have any knowledge of his enemy when him done with him? Whenever did she know nothing about him? So she did choose Christ in that moment, the knowledge of the devil wouldn't imparted on us and wouldn't know that he existed. Because we are in the Garden of Eden, living happily with God and Christ eternally, and they will be cast out in hell. But just because she got enough for herself and want to know about this tree, this curiosity about this tree, open her heart and her mind and her eyes to know him, which is the devil. And the knowledge of the enemy are going to make human being go with him there. We never did for know about him existence. It was not God's plan for we know him exist. He's in the garden, yes. But if she did choose to know of Christ in that moment, him would have left the garden and be casted in hell. And you that thing say, why God never just cast him in hell and then put humans in the garden and make her have a relationship with only him and Christ? Because he wanted his human beings to choose him fairly. Remember, no, him and the devil have a disagreement, and the devil want to prove, say, the angel them in a heaven are idiots, and them for choose him and not God, and him and God too, and him deserve worship too. And because him can't make people and can't blow breath in people, God said, okay, me can make humans, me can blow breath, you can't. And me going to make them and give them the freedom to choose between you and I. I now force them to choose me. I'm going to give them the freedom to choose between you and I. And whatever them choose, the consequences come after. And I just believe in my heart that any ocean they choose for know of Christ, the tree of life, we wouldn't know that Satan exists, because would get casted out. His judgment would have come immediately, effectively, because what you say, the battle already won. His judgment would have gone long time overdue. It would have gone long time, and would have in a Garden of Eden and enjoy Christ and God. God's will for we to live on earth and enjoy him and enjoy his son. That's the plan. And have no knowledge of the enemy. That's the plan. Whenever they know about him. My God. Any ocean they choose Christ, the devil would have left the garden. He could have stayed there because she chose Christ. However, she never chose Christ. So God have to cast them out of the Garden of Eden, cast out the devil out of the Garden of Eden, curse him, and the tree of life was still there and them could have gone near it. You see that? My God.